Yeah, when did uh worshiping witches and stuff become more important than lives? I did a brief overview of this. I'm going to do this other thing. And they're like, we just want to get the word out there because people are going to see it. No, I don't work for none of these people. I don't work for the Democrats. I don't support them because, as I said before, I don't like how the way they operate. But they support a lot of satanic stuff. Flat and simple. It's pure and simple. If you are a believer, you don't support the pride movement. If you are a believer, you do not support killing babies. If you are a believer, you do not support divorces. If you are true divorces. If you are a believer, you support true marriage, which is of the Ruah, not spirits of uncleanness, not spirits of perversions, not spirits of pride, but of the Ruach. If you are a believer, you support everything Elohim supports. You don't support thieves. You don't support keeping criminals in office. You don't support people who are robbing people in all of these corporations and these businesses and these nonprofits and these for-profits and these government organizations and entities and these districts, local, state legislators. You don't support them being criminals. You don't support that. If you are a believer, you support what Elohim supports and he loves. You don't support worshiping singers and actresses and all of that kind of stuff or any other people or any other idol above Elohim. You don't even support worshiping the cross, an image or an image of a Jesus over what Elohim's word says. You don't support, I've gone to these meetings and they're like, oh, we're Swifties here. And if it's like, you got this movement and stuff, but that's more important. Like, again, there are people who put a higher value on saving the life of a dog, a literal dog, not that we don't like animals, than saving people even with masters and doctorate degrees that can't get jobs right now. People who are not even having a living wage. People who are still needing houses. People who are being harassed by businesses, by CEOs, by their upper management. People who are being stalked or gang stalked. People who are being harassed by officers. And people that don't do their job. That people who are not upholding the law. The actual legal system that's not upholding the law. And then you got the government who's mirroring what happened the last 4 years with COVID, where they told y'all one thing, then they lied and they played and they did this whole rouge and they did this whole mask. And so now they're making a joke of it. See it in Elohim's way. But above all of that, Elohim is conquering it. However, we point out so that the people who are not mindful will be mindful that this stuff is not good. Witchcraft isn't good. Being witches is good. Worshiping witches isn't good. These actresses and singers, songwriters, and Swifties and stuff who talk about their witches and doing spells on people are not good. Love spells. Stop. Like we said, stop it, because it's not of Elohim, and we are not of that. When you do the least and you teach people to do the least, oh, it's okay to tell lies. Oh, it's okay to be a thief. Oh, it's okay to covet another woman's husband. Oh, it's okay for you to, come and do this and come and do that. Where does it say about slander? Slander and gossip. Does it say slander in the word? No, you're not supposed to be a gossip. No, you're not supposed to be a busybody. Is sitting here warning people, the warnings that Elohim gives his disciples to give to people. Sitting here manipulating the word, and I'm telling you a warning, and then you're like, oh, but you're gossiping. No. Sitting here and revealing to you the witchcraft and the evil that's been done even to representatives and people who studied the worship of witches and all of that nonsense. Worshiping idols. Homosexual worship. I'm going to put the picture up here of one of the representatives because look at all of the people they're affiliated with. Look at the organization they work for. It's not just the Democratic Party. And it's not just that they are operating as a plantation. And it's not just that it's all of them, but people are being delivered and free. And this is why we tell them so they can wake up. Not just wake up. It doesn't work to be like, oh, it's negativity. You want to say it's negativity because you don't want me to speak truth? I will not be censored because of you. I won't enact my rights to freedom of speech, but also Information Act. It's got to stop. So I will uphold journalistic integrity, but are you upholding journalistic integrity when you do research, when you are being aware, or when you're going about your days to and fro, when you are remaining an informed individual? Are you informed about what's going on local, state, and community? Are you informed about the things that are pertaining to your daily living? Are you informed about the things that are with day-to-day life? And that's why I said, when did those things become more important than everyday life, than the people who are literally so many people constantly talking about, I got my master's and my doctorate and I can't, find work, and I've applied to 1,000 places, or they can get a living wage, or they're doing this or they're doing that. I don't have a master's and a doctorate. So I feel for those who do, who have gotten even further and gone higher in the studies, or paid for that. Whereas the education, the giftings of Elohim, at times where he'll be like, that was a blessing that he would give me. So I feel for those who are in those circumstances. I feel for those who are, the living wage that they're looking for. I feel for those who are dependent upon jobs, or dependent upon, paycheck to paycheck, or dependent upon just living in certain places, or, high bills. Even when it comes to people needing clean water, even when it comes to noticing, if you noticed your water sources are not as pure as they used to be, or food access may not be what it was before. You might have a plethora of things that have opened up in your communities, and maybe you don't. Maybe there have been many things that have taken away, but just the everyday things. Do you have resources and things available for everyday activities and everyday life for yourself, or the people who are of your family, or of your village, or of your community, those kinds of things? And so, when did these other things become way more important than life? Not that animals, obviously, it's so much easier at times for people to value animals or things than human life. Or, as people might say to me, well, you value that more than you value mankind, and different things like that. It's like, no, as a believer, I focus on the things that the Father values and what He desires. And I'm not sitting here saying to myself that, my entertainment or my luxuries or pleasures are more vital than everyday needs and basic needs, and even that of other people. So there's just a lot of things. This state needs a lot of auditing. Like, it truly does. It needs a lot of auditing with regard to corporations, with regard to for-profits, with regard to the healthcare system, with regards to the judicial system, the legal system, with regards to housing, with regards to management companies, with regard to leasing companies, with regard to policies, and even of parks and recreation. Like, it needs a lot of oversight and federal assistance. And the reason I say that is because I look at what happened with Epstein files and everything as a laughter from the Father. Like, yeah, now you see what it looked like, what happened with COVID, where you told these people this, and I was warning people, or this and that, and you made it seem like those things that were not good for their well-being was good for them. And then when you admitted to it with the research and stuff that was already in advance and presently and then after, then you act like people are that there's something wrong with people because they acknowledge truth. Just like when people try to come after me because, like, I'm acknowledging truth. No, as a believer, we walk in with truth and we don't accept anything else. So have your way, Father, and keep. So Yahuah, the other thing I wanted to add is, yeah, it's Messiah takeover. That's all there is to it. It's Messiah takeover, because my heart also goes out to, like, people who are veterans, for example, who do service and do things like that, or people in different positions who are walking in righteousness, right? One at the saying, one at bad apple spoils a bunch, but who are doing righteously and honoring you. like Ochanan and them. And then you have these others, because I've seen a lot of these organizations and people, a lot of them specifically, a lot of these government officials or politicians or military people that have come up are from the Air Force, specifically Air Force. And we already made our comment about how the Air Force, the prince of the air, but to combat that is Elohim, who's overtaking the airways, who's overtaking media, who's overtaking production, who's overtaking the frequencies, because he is the waters above and the waters beneath. He is the water, he is the living water. So he has the ability to overtake and overcome, just like he overcame the world. And so my heart goes out to those who are walking in righteousness, while not walking in these like worship of feminism and gender studies ideology, or I can't believe that guy studied at Coons and all, and people but it's just like the fact that that's not necessary for a divinity degree. Like there are theological schools and different things like that where you're not studying the study of witchcraft and witch huntings and different things like that. That is not a requirement. Even scripturally, it's not a requirement to know the practices of the adversary in order to understand the way of the Father. He gives you the good and gives you the understanding of the good and the practices of the good and the practices of the way and the truth and the light and the life, and you walk in that. He doesn't teach you what his opposition does. That's why the fallen ones are already judged already and will never be saved, and they will literally be ended with their kill the soul and the flesh and all of that in the spirit, the ruach, all of their entire being will die on the judgment day. But anyway, so it's just like to have people who are walking in righteousness with a pure intent. And I know, your lights in the darkness, the lights in the world, the people that are set apart and the salt of the earth. And it's and in working against that, where you have to work against the darkness and work in the light and just focus on the light and doing of the light, because then you have these in opposition around you. Even what we experience, even just posting on this channel, even just focusing on this channel and experiencing the opposition of some people who don't want to hear the truth. Okay, but you don't be on your way then. But then now experiencing the opposition of those who followed Messiah. They were jealous of him. They followed him, but they didn't agree with him. They knew he was the truth. They knew what he said was the truth. And they just wanted to come in opposition against it. It's like that. And facing those things, but continuing to go forward and press forward and fulfill the cause of Elohim. So I thank you, Father, that you never fail and you never give up. And Messiah has already overcome the world, and you do overtake the airways, and you are greater than military. You're greater than Air Force. You're greater than in every branch. You're greater than government. You're greater than officials. You're greater than the studies of man. You're greater than the errors and the ways that we're taught that are not in agreement with your word. But I thank you that you bring people in agreement with your word and your truth. You bring forth mankind and all people and leaders and leadership and government in agreement with you and your purposes. Not only that, but I thank you that even as your prophecies are fulfilled in those that are not for you, the chaff is burned away, but that you preserve your people. So there's no worries for your people. There's no fears. There's no, we see these things and we don't ignore it, but we also know that you've overcome it. That's the esteem. That's what I'm highlighting. I say that things to share the warnings or to share the things to be mindful of, but the esteem is the greatest thing that Elohim has overcome it all, and so has Messiah. Messiah, take over. So yes, Messiah, take over. There are no pity parties. There are no worries. There are no fears. There is no excuse, as Messiah said, because his esteem is all around. His nature is all around. Creation is all around. The rocks cry out. The trees, the rain, the sky, the clouds, the flowers, the ground, the earth, the salt. There are no excuse for us for not understanding the goodness of Elohim and his creation, and how he operates in his nature, and what is natural to him, and what is multiple witnesses and consistent for all of his creation. And so there might be people who want to be like, oh, well, this and that. Yes, we can have a message where we are explaining the love of Elohim and how we love observing him and watching him. In this message, the warnings, the observations, the revelations of Elohim, the witnesses of Elohim, the reminders of Elohim, the warnings, once again, of Elohim, the heeding and the mindfulness of Elohim of what is righteous and what is good and what is kodesh, what is of him, rightly dividing in every moment as his Ruach does and give us conviction, does not take away from his esteem. It doesn't take away from his power. It doesn't take away from his goodness. It doesn't take away from how much we love him. People's hatred of Elohim doesn't take away from it. People not liking that I love Elohim, that I love his word, that I'm basking in his word, that I'm basking in his esteem, that I'm basking in his truth, that his truth is good even when it hurts other people's feelings, even when it cuts like a knife. I do not have to diminish and will not diminish the word because somebody doesn't like it. I will not diminish my praise party to Elohim, my delight in Elohim, my love for truth, my love for what is his justice for anybody else. It is the there are actual prophecies, like he said, like the world will hate you. You know, if the world hates you, they hated me first. When you come follow me, you're coming near a blazing fire. If they said me, it's about me, they would say it about you. If they call John crazy, they'll call you crazy. If they call me head of a demon, they'll do it to you. If they slap me in the face, they'll do the same to you. If they try to steal your cloak, your jacket, your coat, your clothing, you walk around with them saying, they'll try to do the same thing to me, to take my clothes and my garments and divide it and cast it for lots. They will do the same thing to you. They'll try to run some lots on you and try to do some divinations against you, try to have some soothsayers to you, against you, psychics and mediums against you, and all kinds of stuff. Try to have some idols and some worship idols and some other deities and all that kind of stuff against you. They did it against me. They'll try to do it to you. If they'll lay the abomination that weighs waste, if they'll have that golden calf, or they'll have that red calf, or they'll have those abominations in the center of the Israel, my set apart place, as it says in my word and prophesy, they will do what my word says. If it's in my word, then don't be surprised when it is fulfilled. Don't be surprised when it was completed. Don't be surprised when you see it happening. Don't be surprised when you experience it. Rejoice in your long suffering. Rejoice in your forbearing. Rejoice in your patience. Rejoice in the truth. Rejoice in the truth always. Rejoice in the truth even when the world hates it. Rejoice that you are counted worthy, not just that demons answer to you and bow down to you, but rejoice that your name is written in the Lamb's book of life. Rejoice that you are one with Elohim and you walk with him and you're with him in Ruach and Truth. Rejoice that he communicates with you. Rejoice that he loves you. Rejoice that he draws all to him. Rejoice that he gives every single person an opportunity, so there is no excuse. Rejoice that those who love him keep his commands and they obey him, for this is the duty of man. Rejoice that those who love him abide in him. Rejoice that they give up, they take up their stake and walk, that they give up all for him if they need to, that they will follow him, that they will abide in him. Rejoice that Messiah is taking over. Rejoice that even in the last days and even in the evils and even in the shenanigans that happen, rejoice that you can laugh with Elohim as he's laughing and as he's mocking his enemies from the Shemaim. Rejoice and laughs at them, from the Shemaim. Why? Because it is funny. That whole situation with the, oh, this and that. The left always does this. The right always does this. Rejoice that Elohim shows the shenanigans. Rejoice that he puts the light on the darkness. Rejoice that he's going to audit these people who need to be audited. Rejoice that he doesn't allow the sin to devour his people. Rejoice that he doesn't allow darkness to devour his people. Rejoice that he protects and covers the little ones and he don't just let wolves in sheep clothing leave his people astray. Rejoice that he delivers the takers and the a-holes and the prodigals. Rejoice that he will have some witches repent so that they don't die. Rejoice. Rejoice that he is able to save, that he is the only way, the truth, the light, and the life. Rejoice that in him life is life. It's only life in him. It's only worth it in him. It's only value in him. Rejoice that he is almighty and he is good and he is worthy and he is a value and the valuable. Rejoice that Elohim has given you breath. Rejoice for you witnessing his esteem, the esteem of, trying to take this breath, trying to take this life, but he is the breath and the life. Rejoice that Elohim is righteous. Rejoice that you get paid by Elohim every day. You disciples of Elohim, hey, we get paid every day. Every day, every day. Rejoice that you counted up the cost. Rejoice that you were bought with a high price. Like you have a high price. Rejoice for even the high calling of Elohim. Rejoice for being set apart in him. Rejoice that no one else can be the identity that he made you to be. Nobody else has the name that he gave you. Nobody else has the fingerprints in the design, in the makeup that he gave you, and they can't and they won't. Rejoice that your identity can never be stolen in Elohim. Rejoice that the cause of Elohim will be completed. Rejoice that no one else can fulfill the cause that he's given you to fulfill. Rejoice that nobody else can replicate you. There can't be no copies. There can't be no carbon copies and there you are a mint condition. You are the only one that Elohim made to be who you are and called you and purposed you and gave you identity and is fulfilling and completing and bringing forth the good work that he began in you. Beginning the good work that he began in you. Rejoice for that. Rejoice because you are Elohim's children, those of you who belong to Elohim and love him. Rejoice because he's always good. Rejoice because he wipes out the shenanigans. Rejoice because we don't have to be silent and sit by and watch evil swallow up good and not say nothing. We see that evil trying to swallow up the good. We see witchcraft trying to work. We see these studies that don't need to happen. We see auditing that needs to take place. We see injustice and evil. We have a right to call it down, cast it out. We have a right to set the captives free. Release the bonds, the different kinds of bondage out there. We have a right to say you shouldn't be finding pleasure in bondage and captivity and slavery, and to be delivered from it. Thank you, Yahuah. Thank you. We have the right to reject and eject every lie, every spirit, every force, every entity, every corporation, every organization, every party, every person, every people group, every animal, everything. I don't care what it is under the sun, above, below, in the depths, in the heights, in the widths, that is not of Elohim. We have a right to reject it and only accept Messiah and the Ruach in the Father, in the way, in the truth, in the light, in the life, and everything that comes from the Creator, the Almighty One, the giver of height, eternal life. Thank you, Yahuah. Thank you. You are Yahuah, and we reject everyone else that would try to tug you down from your throne. Anything that would try to come against the throne of Elohim, we kick you to the ground and stomp you under our feet and crush you under our feet, because that's where you belong. Things of Hasatan, under our feet. You try to bruise our heel, we'll crush your head. On your belly you should slither all your days and eat dust. And that's where you belong, because you are of the dust. Oh, of the ashes, dust to dust, from dust you came. No, but guess what? The children of Elohim are living and they never die. So those that and the things that are dead, kick it under our feet and crush it where it belongs. Crushing it where it belongs, under my foot. Kaput your dust. Now, thank you, Yahuah. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. We continue to praise you. We continue to thank you. We continue to rebuke everything that is not of you. We continue to rebuke. We continue to rebuke the things that are not of you. The people who think that they can try to be above you in our life. I have no commitment, no consent, no agreement with those demons, with their demonic forces. And I mean that. I mean those people who are carrying spirits and carrying works and carrying actions that are not of Elohim. I don't agree with you. You are not my father. You're not my father. You're not my head. You're not my husbandman. You don't have the place of him. Stop trying to take the place of him. I will continue to cut you. And I mean that. I will continue to cut you with a sword. I'm going to continue to cut you and not have no remorse about it. I'm going to pull out my sword every time. You belong under the word. You are not above the word. You belong under Messiah. You're not above him. You belong under Elohim. You are not above him. You belong underneath the Ruach HaKodesh. You are not above him. And you are not over Elohim. And you will never, ever, ever, ever take his place. So whomever you feel like that goes to, Father, you know who I'm talking to. Those people, you know who I'm talking to. But you know I'm also talking to the opposition that you have already overcome. And I mean that. Anyway, not that we have to sometimes, no, yeah, Father, your word says it. Your word says call it out. Your word says every tongue that rises against you in judgment condemn it to be in the wrong. So yes, when I cut you like a sword, like I said I would, take out my sword and cut you with it. I will. And when I said I will call you out for continue doing what you have, I will. And when I said I will call out the unrighteousness, I certainly will. And when I said I will obey my Father, I certainly will. And when I said I will trust in him, and he is above always, and he keeps me and is my keeper, and the love of my life, the lover of my soul, even as he has blended me with my husband. You are the lover of my soul, Yah. You are above all of everything. Family, children, kinfolk, all of it included. And below you is Messiah. And below that, you know the order goes from there. You got your Ruach. And I thank you for your helper and comforter. He is with us. We are one. This week is one. Keep taking over, Messiah. This is the Messiah takeover. This is the Messiah takeover. Thank you, Yahuah. Messiah has taken over. Messiah takes over. Love you. I reject those groups and people that I never committed to. I didn't even have to renounce you because you were rejected. I was never a part of you. I ain't talk about no years with none of these people. Stop trying to lie and make claim to something that I never said. I never said that I never consented to. All of that unrighteousness can go right to the pit where it came from. I mean it. I never said I was a part of none of these groups and none of these people, none of these affiliations. Going and contributing, going and volunteering, going and doing something. I do not, nobody owns me but Elohim. Elohim is the one that owns me. That's it. The Elohim is the one I serve. That's it. Elohim is the one on the throne. That's it. Messiah is the salvation. That's it. The rest of it got to go. He is the Savior. Elohim is salvation. I thank you, Yahuah. You are one with Messiah. You are one with us. What else was I gonna say, Father? I'm scrolling through something, but yeah, no, kick it. Kick it to the curb, Father. The stuff that thinks that it, or the stuff or the people that think they have, and it's not the people, but yeah, even the people, because they make their choice. They make their choice. We don't feel remorse for people who made a choice to reject Messiah. You reject Messiah, why should I feel remorse for you? So we kick it to the curb because you think you dare to dishonor the Father? No. You think you dare to be above him? You think you dare to be more, valuable or important than him, or dare to have the audacity to dishonor him and like act like, oh, it's okay. No, it's not. Anyway, they go on and be on their way somewhere else and elsewhere. But I just thank you, Father. I uphold you. You uphold yourself. You uphold your people, and you are doing great and mighty work continually. Messiah, take over. Shalom.